Hello everybody, nice to have you here. I spent some last weeks on working with our builder project and to be more precise on updating or adding the compatibility to Adobe Commerce SaaS. What does it mean? So we have a builder module and it's communicating with Adobe Commerce via the REST APIs. But it's like a standard Adobe Commerce instance you all get used to work with in last several years. And if you authorize against the REST APIs, the process is quite standard. You go to your Adobe Commerce backend, go to integration section, you generate in the Oauth keys, and then you authorized against standard API REST points by using those keys. And our module were built like that, and I hope nobody of you still using the Bureau token because they deprecated. Yeah, even if you still used it in this module. But okay. And now when Adobe Commerce SaaS appeared, we realized that our integration doesn't work anymore because Adobe Commerce SaaS, if you go to the admin area, you cannot find integration there anymore. Means that Adobe Commerce SaaS has another way of integrating server-to-server integrations. And that's happening by the reason that you don't have an account anymore to log into Adobe Commerce. You have to use your Adobe account and then log in through Adobe IMS. And Adobe REST APIs are built in the same manner. So if you want to log in against REST API, want to use the server-to-server authorization, you need to generate the EMS token against Adobe EMS system and then use this token to work with APIs. But let's have a look together on the documentation. So my journey started with checking the official documentation. If you go here, you will see server-to-server authentication. And it's quite nicely described. What do you need? You need a client ID, secret, organization, and so on. And then you can, within your builder application, you can just copy those snippets, generate first the token, and then create a client and call APIs, which looks quite simple. And that was my first idea here, we can use it. But then if you build in the application for one specific customer, then you can build it against the system customer has. For us, as we build a build application that can be used widely and it's published on Exchange officially, we want to maintain the both compatibilities because we want that the both of them works correctly. So in this case, we need to maintain two different compatibility types. And because of that, we need to find some more unique solution. And then I thought about, I remember that Commerce Integration Starter Kit has something similar. Let's have a look. And what I found out, I knew it, that we can just get all libraries and JavaScript files which require to maintain both way of authorization within one project from Integration Starter Kit. So you can go here, and if you go first to environment dist file, you will see that there are two sets of credentials. One of them is Oauth, which are EMS credentials. Another one is Commerce Consumer and Access tokens, which are standard Adobe Commerce PaaS. So then I went to my extension and just started to copy the files from the Integration Starter Kit. You don't need for sure to have everything, but what is critical for you, first of all, you need to have this package. It's Commerce SDK Oauth package, which manages whole authorization, client creation, and all other stuff. And then you have to add it to the packages zone as the workspace packages, just that NPM know where to load library from. Adobe guys told me that they're going to move it as a separate package, or they plan to do it, so then you can just install it with NPM. If you're watching this video, maybe this already happened and you're lucky enough. For me, I had to copy it. And then if you go to actions, you will see here those two files. It's Oauth.js and Oauth1a.js. Those two files you can also just grab and copy. Have a look on my project. So as I said, I have here this, where is it? The package is Commerce SDK Oauth. And then I have Oauth.js and Oauth1a.js, which I just copied to my location. And as example, I want to show you this get all stores action, which is calling to Adobe Commerce and receiving a list of all websites, stores, and store views to display it on my application so the administrator can do some actions with it. to authorize and to make a call against Adobe Commerce, only stuff I need to do, I need to make this get client to add this file, which we just copied. And then you create in the client, defining the commerce URL, which is within your N file. Wait. Here, commerce base URL. And then you define in the parameters. And parameters is this set of the variables. If you have a look on YAML file for the section, you will see here they've been transferred, and then library itself decide how to authorize. And then you just doing the client get, post, put, delete, and receiving or updating your information, and that's it. So it's very simple, like this whole only stuff you need to do is this block, and then you're already making the calls. And if shortly have a look inside, we have first of all this Oauth 1A file which creating your client, and then you can use this client to make API calls, or be more precise, to make get, post, put, delete. Yes, that's already pre-built and you can just use it. And if you go a little bit more deep inside, the main function which been used is from params, so it's receiving the parameters and then it's deciding how to build the authorization process. First of all, it's checking for the commerce credentials, and if they defined, it's doing the standard call against Adobe Commerce. If they're not defined, it's checking Oauth, and if they define, it's trying to do call against IMS. By the way, be aware, you see if the commerce will be defined, it will return you the commerce credentials, like PaaS credentials, and will not go here. So if you want to use authorization of IMS, please don't forget to make those empty or remove them from your code base. And that's it. After that's been done, we could easily switch just by changing those parameters between PaaS and SaaS environments, and the system automatically route and automatically connected to different systems. Then maybe one more note how to get those credentials. For that, you need to go to your console and then create a new module. I already have it. And then within this module, you can click Add Service API and then add, I don't have it anymore here, but here you have to add Adobe Commerce as a cloud service. After you will do it, you will also see here this Oauth server-to-server credentials. And if you click on them, you also then can see all required data. So you can get client ID, secret scopes, technical account ID, email, and org ID, and then just configure it here. About those one, that's quite standard, will not show it. It's you go into Adobe Commerce backend integrations, create a new integration, and you just fill them here. And that's it. It was quite short today, but I hope I'll give you the direction in case if you look how to authorize against Adobe Commerce from a builder quite fast without any like deep research and additional work. So that's something you can use. Be aware the REST API is slightly different between SaaS and PaaS. Not by schemas, by the way, at least I haven't seen schemas difference like within one endpoint, but by endpoints. There are some endpoints which are not available on SaaS anymore or been modified. So yeah, be careful with this one. So test your code. And I hope it was interesting. If you have any questions, drop me a comment, or if you have a comment, drop me a comment. And we see each other in the next videos. Bye bye.